What's up, traders? Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. It's Chan, man. Let's dive right in, guys. As always, want to discuss the market, a few catalysts this week. Got a few earnings I'm also watching. But as always, guys, let's just start with ES here. And man, oh man, this market is getting strong and extended. Another day, another all-time high. And if we just look right at Keltner channels, at this point, guys, we truly are getting technically very extended. We're right at that 3 ATR closing here on Wednesday. Very, very tired. That 3 ATR is pretty much pushing straight up in the air. It's not a flat level. So we're very tired, guys. Ever since we bottomed, we've been running, what are we up? 390 points in about 30 days. What a move for the market. So again, guys, I'm not here to predict when it can stop or, if it looks tired, whatever it might be, because technically speaking, yes, it is, extended. But like we always talk about, and, I've said this a few times here recently, the market can keep going. It can do whatever it wants to do. And what I love about, following the market the way up is waiting, guys, for squeezes. Squeezes are our best friend. And, coming into today, we had some really tight squeeze. Today was all about FOMC. We had to deal with the Federal Reserve. So we pretty much just chopped and chopped and chopped and got a super tight compression squeeze here on the hourly chart. And eventually, the Fed went well, didn't go bad rather, and we absolutely exploded, breaking all-time high and just running, a good day here. Not too high, we're not up a ton, but because we sat sideways most of the day, this was a huge, 30 to 40 point pop in the last 2 hours. Super, super impressive. So again, guys, where do we go from here? We very well could keep going higher. That's just the name of the game. The market can continue to melt, and it really doesn't have to make sense. So we want to be patient. Again, I'm okay, guys, chasing extended markets, extended stocks, as long as we have some type of squeeze. So today was no different. I don't care that we're extended. An hourly squeeze is an hourly squeeze. It's going to fire up or it's going to fire down. In this case, it decided to fire up. So for tomorrow, want to be a little bit more patient, guys, because again, we're extended, but two, we don't really have any squeezes at the moment, right? We need that, period where the market sets up and goes sideways in order to really give us, pretty good risk reward, where if you're just chasing price action, the risk reward is always tough. But if we stop and squeeze, that slows things down a bit and, puts a little bit more control, into the trader's hands. But if we don't have any squeezes, that does get a bit tough here. So we'll see if we get any into tomorrow or the rest of the week. But other than that, I do want to be overall just a bit patient here because, for the obvious reasons, guys, we've been rallying super, super hard. I mean, we're holding all of the clouds. At some point, it will go lower, but I'm not going to predict it. I'm going to react. So maybe we see another push tomorrow. Maybe we finally do start to top out. But if we can get guys back through today's all-time high, again, we can probably keep pushing. And at this point, really looking for 4,700, as crazy as that sounds, the psychological level. We had a 47-point ATR. So just assuming that we run 47 points, that's pretty much right at that 4,700, right? A lot of 47s here for the market. And then again, to the downside, guys, I think it'll be clear when they start to sell. We really haven't seen any huge selling days. The market's been very resilient. Even the selling that we had on Monday, we quickly double bottomed and closed very strong, held it overnight and continued to rally. So once we see some strong selling, not afraid, guys, to attack the downside, but, either way, we can continue to move or we can finally start to pull back. And at that point, guys, just looking to get back to 46.27. If we take a peek at point of control, right, we got a point of control level here, guys, at around, that prior all-time high, that 46.19. So again, I'm going to be expecting ES to either continue higher, sit here and squeeze, or drop back down towards those prior all-time highs and right back down towards that point of control. But other than that, guys, the market's super extended. So just make sure that you size down, don't chase crap. And again, don't do anything stupid here. There's been plenty of amazing opportunities, but the further we go and the higher we go without a break, you're you're running on hope at some point. So trade safe, guys, at these levels. And again, can we break out, or can we finally pull back? Or can we sit here and get back in a squeeze? That would give me a little bit more, excitement here. Look at tech, guys. Again, same story, so I'll keep this short. Huge rippy mode, right? Or extended, whatever the conversation might be. We got to see, guys, do we keep going or do we finally start to pull back? So just like ES, want to watch if we can't get through our new all-time high. And if we start to fade back down towards, our prior all-time highs, which also host those point of control levels, right? It's kind of like the same thing here in ES. Back down your prior all-time highs, back down your point of control. That's where we should head to if we're going to pull back, right? Same thing as here for technology. Watch the new, watch the old, and watch point of control. For YM, same thing, guys. Was a little bit weaker today. Actually had come, down to point of control and tested some levels here, and then exploded through its all-time high zone. So as long as it holds above that 971, it could continue higher. Or if it does start to break back below it, we can head right back to that 777 and right back to point of control. But all indexes, guys, look the exact same. They're squeezing and going. Let's see how high they can go, or can we finally reset the board? I'm hoping for it, but we got to work with what we have here. Look at VIX. VIX, guys, is going right back down to just those, very low levels here where, the next level on VIX, if you follow my levels, was 18, where if we could actually break 18, the market could keep, pulling back. But we rejected 18, and then we rejected 16 here today. And then we're, really at the lows. So again, as always, guys, when VIX is this low, we can see it go higher, even with the market, but really just want to pay attention if VIX starts to, heat up, if that leads to a sell-off in the market, or rather a pullback at this point. Let's dive, guys, into a few setups that I'll be watching for the rest of the week. And one of them is Google, good old Google. So if we look at Google here, guys, really strong earnings report. They exploded. They made a new all-time high. They pretty much took the week off, ran into Friday and then sold off, kind of trapping people is my best guess. They ran right back down to some point of control levels here in green. Really nice hold. Started to wedge nicely, started to give us some good squeezes, and had a really good day today, double bottoming on these key zones and then starting to rally and actually starting to fire a little bit of a 30-minute squeeze. So again, want to watch Google, guys. If the market keeps pumping, want to keep looking for, good setups, not necessarily looking to trade things like the market that are extended, but finding the things within, that still offer some decent opportunities. So I think Google here is a decent one to watch. Again, today was a nice day off of the zone. If it can clear here, looking for that pushback up towards that 29.73. Right now, Google has about a 60-point ATR. It's about 40 points away. Truly could go get 3,000 here before the weekend. We'll really have to see. But I like the hourly squeeze. I like the little, double bottom here and the wedge break. Good momentum and good close here today. So see if we can get that rally and continuation. Right, tech, guys, is up 1%. Tech is leading. So that's things like Google. We'll see if this can continue to push. Look at the chain here, guys, on Google. A few strikes to keep an eye on. Again, a push towards 29.80 and 3,000 is kind of the goal here. So if I just had a few more strikes. Right, want to keep an eye, guys, on the 3,000s. Those are probably my favorite strike here at the moment. Again, we're heading into Thursday. So if we do pull back, these are going to get a little bit cheaper, but let's see here. 29.50s are a little too pricey heading into the week. 29.70s aren't bad. And again, if those can get a little bit cheaper, guys, but I really like the 3,000s. Those are personally my favorite strike at the moment. And again, I wouldn't go too far. If we just had a few more strikes here, the upside. All right, you're kind of, running out of liquidity. There's not a lot of volume on these. Let's see here. I guess 30.50s, but with the market being this extended, I don't want to go too far. So again, my favorite strike on Google for the rest of the week is going to be the 3,000. And if we just throw that on a chart here for a second, really, guys, want to watch. I think I just got rid of it. Let me throw this on here real quick. I really want to watch, guys, this little level. right? You might be familiar with this, you might not, but I want to pay attention, guys, to this 2-ish level here on Google, is 2.5, where, today on Google, they took it there and they pretty much just continued to hold it. This is a newer part of my system, but it's showing you really, really where they want to accumulate the option. And, once it got here and they buy, they buy, then they rip it, all the way from 2, up to 6 for a nice 100% return. So heading into the week, I really want to see if Google can get back down to that level. So again, if we can just kind of hold up here and then start to move, looking to get those 3,000s anywhere in that $2 range, and then seeing if we can get that push here. That's really my favorite strike and pretty much my game plan on Google at the moment. Next setup, guys, is Roku. It's going to be a fun one because they actually just reported earnings here before I hopped on the mic. So if we just read through some of the news, guys, Roku stock falls as supply chain issues weigh on their holiday forecast, trading lower after the company reported worse than expected Q3 sales results. Roku sales, total net sales of 893 million versus the estimate of 944 million. So they missed sales there. Total gross profit of 385. Roku says our business fundamentals remain strong, but we're mindful that the challenges created by the global supply chain distributions will likely continue into 2022. So not the best numbers here, guys, right? Not the best comments for Roku. And so I really want to pay attention to the reaction tomorrow. If we take a look here, they're bottoming at 280 as of right now. So let's just go look at a few key levels on the daily chart. Let's just start fresh. There we go. Fresh. So again, let's add that 280. Boom. If we go to daily chart, guys, right, we see that 280. Very simple. Just want to add a zone right there, right? These are the biggest levels that are in play right now. There's 272 and that 280. Again, so for my system, this kind of gives us a nice little zone that we can work off of. We just extend that. And then to the upside here, want to check on point of control. It's always a good tool. Nice, up above near 310. So let's just add 310 on the Roku chart real quick. We'll do exact 310, 310.31-ish. All right, boom. And then let's add, this week's low. And that pretty much, guys, should be the same size zone. Pretty close. There you have it. So here's the guys what I want to watch in Roku, right? I love these types of trades because you get what's called the earnings crush, right? The premiums get crushed. I'm going to add that level in here as well. A nice little halfway level. Play what's in front of us. Let's just quickly check. Yeah, all the moving averages are above. None of that really matters for the moment. So again, guys, these are some of my favorite trades. Had a lot of good ones last week. Google reported, Shopify reported. Always my favorite trade. And what I look for, guys, is a reaction in either direction. But I really like to see, where the options stand in the morning, right? Options are always crazy priced heading into the day, heading into earnings, and after they get absolutely destroyed. And I really like to come in there and try to, play in either direction. So for Roku, guys, again, if we look at the daily chart here, just assuming they're set to open around 280, that's a very, very, exhausted to the downside. This kind of happened last time where Roku went down on earnings, but they were already a little too, packed in and just continued to head higher here. So this could be a dip by opportunity, right? Again, not the best numbers, and they're also going to open under weekly cloud, which is not good. But this level is actually weekly cloud bottom. So let me mark that real quick. Huge levels. I love this chart here. So again, guys, they're going to gap down to big levels. Maybe it's a good dip buy. Maybe this starts, a huge drop on Roku. I personally want to be ready for either direction. So again, what I love about these guys is options that are super expensive, are going to open up very, very cheap. I have a system to kind of get a sense of where you're looking to buy these things. So again, for Roku, guys, this 293 is going to be very, very hard. There's no clue telling where it can open, but I at least expect it to pop back towards there. And if it gets through there, at least to pop back up towards 303, right? Maybe even they fill the gap. Who knows? We're going to see what we're working with. But that's really what I'm looking for on the upside, 293 to 303-ish. And therefore, I want to watch something like the 300 calls tomorrow. And I really would like to see, right, they closed at 20. I'd like to see, guys, if they open here $1 or $2. and then look to trade them, right? If we can pop, those can quickly explode. That's what I love about, post earnings is the things that were $20 open at $1. And if Roku just pops, they'll quickly, go to 10 or whatever it might be. Really, really love these types of trades. So as of now, going to keep it on the 300 calls for tomorrow. And then for the downside here, guys, right? Again, we might pop and then completely, get destroyed. So, the puts are going to get a little pricey, which is why I like to see if we pop first, let those die a little bit. And then I want to look, guys, at, something like the 280 puts, see if we can get the 280s, closed at 3, they're going to open much more. But if they can go back to that, $3 to $1 range, I would love to look to trade them right back down. There's going to be a huge premium crush tomorrow, guys. And you just want to be aware of, the areas that Roku could go, and then trying to position yourself once the options get destroyed. That's what you want to look for here. So again, I think we're headed back down to 280 or 272, or we can head back to that 293 and 303. And again, maybe we fill the gap and rip to POC. I don't know how big money feels about the move. We're going to know in the morning. As of right now, not super bullish. So again, guys, it might open right here and then immediately dump. It might, open here and start to rip back and then dump. Just want to focus on playing these levels and playing the premium crush, right? If I want to go long, let the calls get destroyed and then try, right? If I want to go short, let it pop and let the puts get destroyed and then buy them. That's the philosophy here tomorrow on Roku. The next setup, guys, is Moderna. This is one that's set to report in the morning, and I'm going to apply the same philosophy. I don't know what it's going to do or what they're going to say, but I'm pretty much engaging, the directions that they can go. And that's what's most important here. So if we look at Moderna, guys, right? What I love to the upside if earnings do go well is it has a beautiful gap fill above, right? As of right now, about 30 points to fill that gap. Nothing too crazy, right? For Moderna to go up 8% after earnings. Not bad. So that's assuming, guys, that it goes well, right? They're going to report in the morning. You can read about it. You can start to size it up here, but the gap fill ahead is really what matters most. This thing has been sitting here and, pretty much coiling under this gap fill. Really, really nice setup here. So again, got to wait and see what they say, guys. But what I'm waiting for is these options to get destroyed. And when they get destroyed, then I want to look to play them. So if it goes good and earnings go well, want to look for push to 360. So therefore, we're going to keep a close eye, guys, on these 360 calls. Closed around 6. If we get the premium crush, should be able to get them, guys, around $1, right? Around $1 here. And then rip them right back to 6 and go and take out those levels. We'll see what happens. But 360s are a good strike here, and anything that aligns with those targets, 360s, 70s, whatever it might be. Again, guys, if it opens down here, you don't want to look at the 370s. That's way too far away, right? If it opens down here and you think it bounces, then I want to look at something like the 340s, right? Looking to get back to the gap fill, whatever it might be. So again, guys, can't really give you the plan right now, but I'm giving you, the way to think about it, where if Moderna, guys, gaps down and holds our key level, right, and starts to pop back to 335, these 330s that closed at 20 are going to open at $1, and they might rip back to 20 while it makes this move. That's the type of things that you want to look for tomorrow. So again, for Moderna, guys, I think, they're headed back down to 317, or they can start to fill that gap. And you want to just kind of play, appropriately around that, and depending whatever happens with the reaction. So really, guys, that is my main focus here for the rest of the week. We do have a few more names that are set to report, such as Square and Coinbase, later in the week. So I'm going to be looking for really the same, philosophy on those things. But really, guys, that's my focus. So again, we covered the markets here. We covered that Google setup. One more setup I am keeping an eye on here is Netflix. This one didn't quite wait as I had hoped. Was starting to form a really nice wedge here. They spiked on news of creating video games on the mobile app yesterday. Not bad, came back down. But then they rallied nicely, guys, and broke that wedge and closed above that high yesterday. So this is another one that you can keep a slight eye on. It's not my favorite at the moment, but it could start to break that all-time high. Right, it's about a 15.8 TR. Could explode through it if tech is strong. So keep an eye on Netflix, guys, as well. The 700 calls are a decent strike. Anywhere 700 and higher. I wouldn't go further than 700 here. But that's my focus, guys. Again, we covered the markets, talked about VIX. We got through FOMC. We do have a jobs report on Friday. We have NFP on Friday, so keep an eye on that. But other than that, guys, the market's super, super strong and also a bit extended. So make sure we're being smart and we're prepared for a pullback, but also prepared for things to keep exploding. And again, my best advice, guys, is when things are exploding, go out there and find setups that are still technically intact and can offer some, decent risk reward. So for me, these earning trades are going to be fun, regardless of what happens with the overall market. Those are really reliable. But again, there's things like Google that I think could make a decent move. You got to be really picky. So that's my best advice, guys. As always, thank you for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Go kick butt.
Hey, Focus Chan here with Simpler Trading. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything that we do. And if you want to see us trade our money live in real time, go to simplertrading.com and you can sign up for more. But happy trading, guys. Stay focused. I'll talk to you in the next video.